Hi everyone. Let's talk about this week's chapter. So you click on course content, scroll down till you get to Unit 2, Part 1. And we're going to talk about Chapter 4 and 5 this time. This week we're going to talk about cells. Chapter 4 talks to you about the structures that are inside of the cell that make up the cell, and Chapter 5 talks about how cells go about the business of living. I want you to read this kind of thinking about what's coming next, because this is similarly to the last time when I told you about molecules and atoms first, so that we could then talk about nutrition. We're doing a similar thing now. I'm going to give you the basics of cells, because you and I, we're made up of cells, right? You don't think about this on a daily basis. When you're looking at your hand, you're not thinking about the fact that you're made up of millions of cells. And all of these cells, they need to remain alive. So we're going to talk first about who these cells are, how they're, how they're built. And then we're going to talk about what that means for your body. How are you supporting all of these cells in your body? So we're talking about the little bits, pieces, and parts this time. And then we're going to go on to look what that means for the function. So the little bits, pieces, and parts this time, you're going to go, as usually, you've got the helpful documents that go with the chapter. Click here to get to the folder where you have the chapter objectives that will help you with the reading. There's a lecture PowerPoint that can help you with the structure. Sample questions again. Make sure that you try to answer those for you. And then there's a tour guide that tells you a little bit about what you need to read and what you can skip. The link to the e-text again. And then I've got a couple of videos, video demos for you this time. One of my absolutely favorite videos ever is the Inner Life of the Cell video. This, I believe, is the music version, and it's just beautiful. I don't know if you can hear. I don't know if you can hear the music, but it's just zen. And when you think about this, this is what's going on inside of your body. All of those structures, this is what these molecular structures look like. This is how they interact with each other. And this is what's going on inside of your body. And when you think about that, like as I'm talking, this is going on inside of my body. As you're listening, this is going on inside of your body. And transport things, the cytoskeleton. This is what the cytoskeleton looks like. Pieces come together, pieces fall apart, and it's all molecules that are making this happen. Everything that is in your body has a molecular basis. Nothing happens by magic. It's just one thing holding on to another thing, separating something. It is fascinating when you really think about it. And I want you to kind of get a little bit of that fascination. This is like this, where you're seeing this molecule that's dragging this vesicle along. This is what's happening in your body. And like I said, I want you to kind of grasp a little bit of this fascination that I have um, with what's going on inside of your body. This other video is by the Amoeba Sisters. The Amoeba Sisters do a really nice job explaining osmosis and water potential. Watch this. It'll go a long way explaining the homework assignments. And then what I want you to do this week is, one, we're going to do an experiment. I'm a very hands-on person. I'm a very, if I can see it happening, it works better for me. And I suspect that some of you are just like that too. So we're going to try to do an osmosis experiment. So there's a couple of different ones. that I'm giving you as an option, and then you just click on the board. There's not a thread right here, but after you do your experiment, you just say create thread, and then you're going to create. You're going to give it a subject. My egg experiment, whatever it is, for example, and then you're going to submit. You're going to say what you did. You can attach a picture to it, and then you just click submit, and then you get credit for it. Um, Let me step back 1 second here, and one more to get back to where I came from. Oops. I always have a hard time coming back to where I came from when I do this kind of thing. So, all right. So we're back to this. The osmosis board. Then there's a quiz that has two different stories, and I'm asking you questions about the stories that go towards trying to explain what happened there. And then last but not least, another discussion board where you're simply asking a question. So if there's anything that you're super confused about, whether that's this chapter or the previous chapter, or um, if you're not super confused about something, just tell me about what was the most difficult thing so far. Just tell me about how you're doing in class. So me and Zach can kind of try to figure out how to help you with that. Again, Mastering Biology, the course home for the mastering assignments, because you've got chapter 4 and 5 assignments in mastering. And that's it for this week.